All right, shalom, shalom. All right, before I get started, I want to give all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Brakak, Wadash. All right, double honors to our apostles and elders of the Great Millstone. And shalom, wakasah, lahabak yar, which means peace and mercy to the elect throughout the four corners, wherever you may be. All right, I'm the brother Amar from the branch of GMS Cleveland. Come back at you with another video. Lord willing to be edifying to whomever may be watching. And as you see on the screen, um, I just typed in leprosy of the house, and they do have the precepts which I'm about to get into, but I'm going to use this also as well as a reflection of this kingdom that we currently are in. You know what I mean? Babylon the Great, aka America, and I want to go into the law concerning leprosy of the house and show you, like I said, that it's spiritually. There's always some spiritual connotation or spiritual extraction that you can get from the actual law itself. Like one example being, how the Lord, compared America to a whore. All right, and then how he's actually going to send fire upon this place. I.e., the nuclear missiles, and when you look at the law itself, when a priest or Israelite priest has a daughter that's a whore, what do they do? What are you supposed to do with that whore? You're supposed to burn her. All right. So that's like I said, the actual law. But then, like I said, the Lord is a spiritual connection with the reason why the Lord, compared America to being a whore and how he's going to burn that whore. So another example I'm going to get to about the leprosy of the house, and that the reason why the Lord is going to destroy this place and they're going to leave neither root nor branch is because you can liken this house, which is like America, to a to a place that has leprosy of the house, or mildew or molded. Like the whole thing has to go. So anyway, let me get into it. All right. So, and like I said, if you didn't know, this is leprosy of the house. All right. When you go into the law, which I'm about to read, all right, it's a molding or mildew, of the house. All right, the material inside of it. All right, but anyway, this is Leviticus 14, and start from verse 33. It says, give me 1 second. My damn phone just froze. All right, this is Leviticus 14 and 33. It says, I start from 33. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, it says, and unto Aaron, saying, when ye be come into the land of Canaan, which I give to you for a possession, and I put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land of your possession, and he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me there is as were a plague in the house. All right. So it says, then the priest shall command that they empty the house before the priest go into it to see the plague, that all that is in the house be not made unclean. Afterward, the priest shall go in to see the house. So say an individual that that has a house, all right, and then you wake up one day or whatever, you're walking around your house and you spot you look and you see a spot, all right, that's on the wall or stone or whatever, then what you'll do is you'll report it to the priest, all right, and then he comes out, he inspects it, he sees, okay, all right, that you have leprosy of the house, all right, and then he goes through this whole, like, I don't want to say ceremony, but like, I don't even want to say ritual, but cleansing, all right, to get rid of it. But anyway, it's going to break it down. Let me keep going. All right, so it says, It says, verse 35, and he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me there is as it were a plague in the house. Then the priest shall command that they, it's like I read all that. Let me see. Verse 37, it says, and he shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be on the walls of the house with hollow strakes, it says greenish or reddish, which is in sight are lower than the wall. So, say, all right, it's not too deep. It's like maybe it's maybe like, surface level. All right. So it's going through. So basically, he's inspecting to see like the stages of how deep the leprosy has spread. So it says verse 30. It says verse 38. It says, then the priest shall go out of the house. It says to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days. All right. So it gives it 7 days. It says, and the priest shall come again the seventh day and shall look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the walls of the house, then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is, and they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city. So, like I said, he made an inspection already. He's seen, okay, like maybe this is surface level, so he see that area specifically, all right, has it. You take those stones out or that area out, you cut it out or whatever. You place it outside of the walls of the village or the city. All right. And then it says verse 41, and he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place. All right. This is going into what I was just reading. All right. So when you look at this scenario that we have, all right, it's similar to this kingdom, all right, where where we're saying, like, we're actually scripture saying, we're just reiterating what the scriptures say. The reason why the Lord is going to destroy this place and is going to leave neither root nor branch, which I'll get that to in a minute, is because the whole thing is tore up, is messed up, is spread throughout the whole this whole kingdom. Like Esau's philosophies, his symbolism, his witchcraft, his bloodshed is literally throughout this whole kingdom. All right, that's why everything must go. So when you go to Leviticus 14 and 41, reading on, it says, and they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones. It says, and he shall take other mortar and shall plaster the house. All right. It says, so, now he's going through the part where he replaces the area, all right, where, the plague was. It says, and if the plague come again and break out in the house, after that he have taken away the stones, and after he have scraped the house, and after it is plastered, right? So, like I said, he noticed that area that had the plague or the leprosy. All right, he replaced that area with new material, new stones, or a wall, if you will. All right, and then if it comes back, then that means that the leprosy is deeper, or the plague, if you will, is deeper than what the eye can see. All right, so reading down to 44, it says, then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house, it is unclean. Meaning it's a deep spreaded leprosy, it's a deep spreaded plague to the point where it's past the first stage. All right, because remember, he inspected it. He seen that, reading up a couple verses where I read, he said, if it was like pretty much hollow spread and was surface level, then you just, all right, that is just, that area is not deeply spread, and you replace it. But then if it comes back, then that means it's a fretting, plague, meaning it's deeper than the eye can see. It's deeper throughout the house. It's spread, vigorously, if you will. All right, to the point where now it's more detrimental. All right, not just to you, but to the house itself. All right, and then, like I said, also when you look that up, it goes into, like, that when it's fretting, all right, it can spread on your clothing, all right, which can in turn make you sick and unclean, all right, and shit, in some cases possibly kill you. All right, so that's likened to Esau's wickedness. All right, this kingdom that we're in, Esau's wickedness is his wine is a fretting wine. All right, if that makes sense. I mean, it spread throughout this whole kingdom. It says verse 54, verse 45. It says, and he shall break down the house. It says, it says the stones of it and the timber thereof and all the mortar of the house, and he shall carry them forth out of the city into an unclean place. All right. Moreover, he that goeth into the house all the while it is shut up, and shall be unclean until the evening. All right. It says, and he that lieth in the house shall wash his clothes, and he that eateth in the house shall wash his clothes. All right, and if the priest shall come in and look upon it, and behold, the plague have not spread in the house after the house was plastered, then the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the plague is healed, man. All right, so that's going into, if he, that part is going into, if he he replaced everything, plastered it back up, you know what I'm saying, and it didn't, and the plague didn't come back, then I mean the house is good, the cleansing worked. All right, but when you go back up, all right, the 45, all right, it talks about how you pretty much you tear the whole thing down. All right, again, verse 45, it says, and he shall break down the house. All right, 44, it says, then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house, it is unclean. And he shall break down the house, the stones of it, and the timber thereof, and all the mortar of the house, and he shall carry them forth out of the city into an unclean place. All right, so this is ultimately what we're talking about. All right, concerning America. All right, this place that we currently live in, it is it's to the point of no return. You can't undo hundreds of years of wickedness. All right, it has to be totally destroyed. All right, so let me get this real quick. Got a few more real quick. Let's see, one second, man. This is Psalms 37 and 34. It says, wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. All right. It says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. All right. And when you look at a green bay tree, those roots take, they go deep, and that tree tends to spread quickly. All right. And deeply, within the earth. All right, and like I said, Esau's wickedness is literally everywhere. All right, it don't matter what you do. All right, it's in TV shows, your favorite TV shows, favorite songs. All right, the children's coloring books, magazines, books that adults read. It's even embedded in the architecture. All right, the geometry. All right, of certain areas. All right, is everywhere. All right, it's in the food. All right, there's unlawful things that this man's putting in food, putting in soaps, all type of stuff, man. All right, so that's likened unto Esau's wickedness, is likened unto the leprosy of the house, where it spread so deeply. Like I said, it's a fretting leprosy. All right, his wickedness, that is, where it's to the point where you can't save the house. You have to totally get rid of it. You have to totally destroy it, wipe it away. Yeah, there's no rebuilding it, because what Jake tried to do, all right, they're trying to they're happy with just being Israelites in America. All right, where they want to get rid of certain things, but all in all, they want to keep the core of what makes America America. All right, nah, man, nah. Nah, this place has to totally be destroyed. It is no, it's no healing Babylon. All right, this place is wicked all the way to the core. All right, and this is why the Lord said He gonna do this, man. All right, the Lord said, what? Let me get it real quick, man. It's Malachi 4:1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch, man. All right, and see, this is the reason why the Lord is going to destroy this place, and it's going to leave neither root nor branch. Like I said, if you had this house, right? You see the house on the screen, even the one where the where the Edomite woman is at. Would you want to dwell there? Would you want to, stay up in that house? You know what I'm saying? You know, here it is. You put your bedroom. You know, you put your bed right next to that molded spot right there in that corner. You know, nah, man. You gonna look at this place like, oh hell no. It looks disgusting, and not only that, it looks unclean, unsafe. All right, it looks like it can harm you. All right, that's what America is. That's what this place has, been since its inception. All right, but now what it is the Lord has made us, aware of the leprosy of the house. All right, if you're following along, He's made us aware of the wickedness to now where we see it. We see that it is. It can't be salvaged. Like I said, because going back into the verses I was reading concerning the law, there's a point where if the leprosy is not a fretting leprosy, if it's not spread too deeply, then it can be saved, it can be salvaged. But then, like I said, reading further down to around verse 45, if it's a fretting leprosy, it has to be utterly torn down. All right. Same with America. All right. There's no salvage in this place. There's no, okay, we get the right, politician in there, and we get the right president in there, and then maybe one thing a change lead to another. No, everything is corrupted here. Everything. All right. There's no saving it. There's no healing Babylon. So let me end it right here, man. When you get a simple, you just Google leprosy of the house, right? It says, it says, refers to a mold or mildew like infliction appearing on house walls. It says signaling impurity that requires priestly inspection, quarantine, and potentially removal of infected stones and plaster to cleanse their dwelling, symbolizing spiritual uncleanness. And that's another thing too. Like I said, the law always has a spiritual aspect to it when you look, not just carnally. All right, when you look deeper into it. All right, so this mold also symbolizes spiritual uncleanness, man. Because yes, man, there are spirits that here it is, you move into a house or you have a house building. Spirits can dwell in them houses and can cause things like this, cause things like fucking a million flies in your house. All right, like they show you in that movie. What was it? It was I forget the name of that movie, man. Exorcist. All right, but they did the parody one, a scary movie too. When the priest dude, all right, the Edomite priest dude was taking a number two, and then all those flies appeared on the wall. All right, that's unclean. All right, so it says it says the appearance of it is when it says a greenish or reddish discoloration in the walls that appears deeper than the surface. All right, it says process, the owner reports it to the priest. The priest inspects the house, commanding it to be empty first. If the mark spreads, affected stones are removed and discarded outside the city. The walls are scraped and replastered. Right, we went over that. All right, I read those scriptures. All right, those verses. It says if the mark returns after replastering, the house is declared permanently unclean and must be torn down. And that is exactly what what I'm saying. The Lord pretty much said about Babylon. All right, it's permanently unclean. It has to be torn down. It has to be thrown down. It has to be completely, removed. All right. Actually, the scriptures talks about what was it? The Lord gonna throw down. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. It's in Jeremiah. Well, I mean, this is one. There was another one I was looking for, but I'll get that. I'll get this one real quick. This is Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. So here it is, Esau Edom, he's building, but the Lord is going to throw down. All right, he's going to throw down, he's going to tear down this wicked kingdom, literally, to a point where there's nothing remaining. All right. So, with that, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and Elders, great millstone, and Shalom.